Hi, everybody. This is Mary here, and I want to talk about why it's important to notice feelings at work. When I'm working in organizations, I don't know for sure if this is what's happening, but sometimes people kind of look at me like, really? We're going to pay you to talk about feelings? And I want to get into it a little bit. Why is it important to notice your feelings, to be able to name them? Um, it's actually pretty essential. I mean, even at the workplace, where there's sort of this idea that feelings don't belong here. I promise you, if you're not able to kind of have some sense of what's happening inside of you and to respond to it effectively, uh, they're going to eep out in ways that are destructive to your relationships and to your projects and ultimately to your career. Uh, so what are some of the reasons? So six come to mind for me, and these are not necessarily in any particular order. But the first is um, it's important to have fluency. Most of us were brought up with kind of like, I don't know, five feelings: happy, sad, mad, good, and bad. And good and bad aren't even feelings, right? And so when there's something about nervousness or frustration or something that's a little bit more nuanced, it's important to be able to kind of like notice those little distinctions. But why? Why does that even matter? Um, well, it helps you to have difficult conversations, right? So that you know what to say. There's no one template that is, possible for all difficult conversations, for all difficult situations. Um, and so if you're not aware of what your feelings are, you're going to be much more likely to kind of drop what's happening on your side, drop your own needs, and possibly just kind of like focus on appeasing the other person. In order to kind of stand up for yourself too, you have to know what's happening over here, minus your own judgments or your own thoughts about the other person. Too often in difficult conversations, that's what people do, is they kind of share their opinions and a sense of what assumptions of intent and so on. And it's much, much more effective to be able to kind of go like, this is how I feel. This is how it seems to me. Right. Number three, it helps your nervous system settle in moments of difficulty. And that's a good thing. You don't want to be in fight or flight. There's a part of your brain. I don't know why. I mean, this is certainly not anatomically correct necessarily, but there's like a certain part of your brain that I think of like one of those sprinklers that goes. It's just like scanning scanning when you're worked up, when you're upset. It's like trying to find out what it is. And what we've learned as we've been able to now do more studies on empathy is that when we're able to name for ourselves, even before a problem gets solved, if we're just to name like, yeah, I'm worried about this, or I'm frustrated, I'm pissed, and just wanting more consideration, from that person or whatever, something in us settles. And it's, of course, essential to be settled and self connected in order to be more skillful. So, um, number four, this one's sort of related. Um, in terms of that skillful path, if you're more in touch with your feelings, you're much more less likely to be reactive, or I should say unskillfully reactive, because in my opinion, the way I hold reactivity, it's something that is going to happen for all of us. But anger, let's just use that, can be either explosive and sort of destructive, or it can be connected. There is such a thing as connected, focused anger, right? And so if your anger is going to be there anyway, I want you to be able to manage it and use it as fuel for your difficult conversations, for your collaborations, to work with them more consciously so that it doesn't just take over. So, for example, much more effective to address somebody who keeps missing their deadlines, just being frank and saying, yeah, I'm frustrated. This is a problem for me. I really want you to understand the impact on so and so when you miss your deadlines, or how it kind of trickles down in these particular ways. This is, I'm, we've talked about this, and I'm upset, right? Rather then try to keep a lid on it in the name of being professional. And then at some point, those feelings kind of eeping out in little bits of sarcasm or in kind of like sideways hints about what you want, or even just like asking and asking again, when you're going to get that, you know, with sort of like this energy behind it. Um, Instead, it's like, yeah, no, just be able to say what it is that's happening and, be really forthright. Yeah. Number five, unpleasant feelings help you to get clear on what your needs are. So, looking back at the feelings and needs list, all feelings really do this, but the clearer you are on what exact feeling is coming up for you, if it's something about like apathy, versus antsiness versus, anxiety, like these will all give you hints about what the core needs are at play. And this makes a big difference in terms of what problem solving strategy you end up choosing. So you want to have a sense of that, and the feelings really do. They're your guideposts. So that's six. I hope this was helpful. Sign up at consciouscommunication.com. Co to get future videos, or just press the subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next video.